that spot. Very nadeable. And 7C had some really good nades. Prop to them on that one. Their utility was on point and really did get the better of the side.
Brim and Desha just follows the bridge is kind of interesting. You get first down 2, gets first down to half HP. Song in and stay inside rather than go out.
That he was hoping for. That could have taken both of them down if it actually. Alex.
Here from Rod, they have a.
Alex.
Here from Rod, they have.
Okay for them. They're really not that high up when it comes to overall rankings, but in terms of money rankings, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Just back off a little bit, see if you can maybe pick up your players.
QB set in hand.
Luckily for him, they aren't going to have to rotate anytime soon. They are still within that circle. But if they do, whichever team ends up surviving this, they better watch out because all those other teams that are on the other island are going to be waiting. Now you can see SCG trying to make that push again. Are they going to be, can the damn one Kia player, Sung, can he hold them off? The DBS is going to be coming out again. And there you go, Racy able to get the finish on damn one Kia. But Star Wars Esports making sure that they let their presence be known as they do end up knocking Racy.
Colsey just in the distance trying to hold an off angle some information. Maybe it's because they know that Desha is still there, that they're trying to hold him out. Enigma Galaxy in the blue still. I'm expecting a heal situation. I see 8 first aids in this case. Definitely expecting that to be happening. Let's see how many they get. And a 3 backpack as well. He could be dropping bullets. He could be dropping other utility. Just give him 25 first and let's see how long he can survive for that case. Now, Vampire here, we'll talk about the high ground, is actually not going to come into that hard of an effect in this case here, because you can see as on the top right, the blue zone has moved north and has a lot of the river inside, and the bridge is still inside with our tin too. Stalwart actually sitting in this center compound with Bigtron lurking on that south side.
S2G starting to make a push here on the last player from Rod. They have already eliminated them one Kia. This is going to be feel real good if they're able to eliminate there the last player from Rod, and they're going to do so right there.
Nice.
And it's Alpha 7 now starting to third-party fights from S2G. So many third parties going on. I'm kind of enjoying the split currently that Alpha 7 is going to be doing. But I feel like if the circle does end up going to the West Island, it's going to be a super hard rotation for Alpha 7, especially if Vampire Esports is somehow able to realign themselves, where you can actually see where the bridge, where people are going to be rotating. On top of that, you're going to have 7Cs, Star Wars Esports, and what is Bigatron going to end up doing?
You know what I would love to see? An actual bridge ending where everyone is just forced to be fighting on the bridge for the control. That would be crazy to see. I don't see it happening. It's kind of rare that we have those endings, but still it would be an absolute pleasure to see. Potentially, if Bigatron is able to fight and get to be one of the last teams and then fight, there would be Alpha 7 versus Bigatron fighting for that bridge control there, and then that would be crazy. But let's see what happens here. S2G, those 7 eliminations so far, the vast majority of the eliminations in the game so far. Actually, they have half of all the eliminations so far in this game here. That's kind of crazy to see. 48 total players. 34 only remaining.
Carrillo getting spotted there by the S2G players. Making the back off a little bit. They know that Alpha 7 is currently lurking. Circle is starting to close in. Where will this circle go? Is it going to be a super toxic one?
Could Bigatron consider going back right now, actually going back to the bootcamp side and trying to swing in behind S2G? I would really love seeing that. Vampire going to be focused.
Actually going to become a little bit more aggressive to push the Star Wars.
State's already using a lot, so it's really taking hard here compared to what we used to. Suxy, last player. Gonna try to get Misery up right now. Ooh,
this is what I was talking about. Oh, Bigatron just took way too long to make that rotation, allow Vampire to position themselves, and on top of that, Dead Eyes making their way up just way too much. They should have made that push a little bit earlier there to Star Wars Esports before the other teams were able to position themselves. And now, the big question mark here is how is Vampire Esports going to end up rotating from this height advantage that they have? Is going to go for a bit of a swim here. I love that they ended up setting up Mafioso there for a little bit of a distraction, so hopefully they don't hear the players swimming under. You can see Aladdin covering the bridge, and some of the other teams are currently just focused on all the 5. Vampire Esports, I was talking about how are they going to end up making that rotation. It doesn't end up working out. One of the players does end up getting knocked. Can Top get the other knock on Vampire Esports? They are. Vampire Esports ends up losing 3 players on that rotation, and it was just such a tough rotation. And guess what? While all of that was happening, Alpha 7 does end up losing some players as well.
Yeah, that's kind of important for our last match to be really close here. If Alpha 7 end up being the winner of this game, it would be rough. Ravenclaw trying to survive a little bit. Shots are coming out towards him already. That is not good. Hit's going to hit the ground and go out. Alpha 7's going to be happy for that, but they have their own problems right now. Vampire going out in 8th place by Team Falcons. Impressive to see. Now Starwater is going to be pushing into this circle here and try to take control of that bridge. Just
this
circle go down.
This circle is going to definitely benefit Alpha 7 as they're going to have the control of that bottom bridge. And then you have SG now pushing up. Aladdin from 7Cs holding it back too. They currently still have all of their 4 players alive. And somehow Nigma Lord slowly but surely making their way up as well with Dead Eyes. Alpha 7 Mythic is going to end up getting knocked. Revo being able to pick up Carrillo. Here comes the push from Star Wars Esports. This is going to be huge. 7Cs actually being able to spot there the push from Star Wars Esports, and they're going to be able to stop it. Enigma Galaxy actually being able to stop that push, as well as S2G. This is such a huge benefit right now for Alpha 7, being able to reset themselves, recover the players that were knocked, trying to figure out what they're going to do if the circle does end up moving not in their favor.
Look at that.
The AWM coming out.
Big boy gun right there. Ray's gone down. 7C's going to have an elimination. They are looking really strong right now in this case and from this angle, coming in from the north. A lot of control. 4 players alive as the only team. S2G, though, they go out and they have 10 points total. That's going to be important for them. Neighbor Galaxy, 3 players alive. Alpha 7, 3 players alive. And Falcons. Ooh, that's good shots here from Sprayguard. Could connect onto Revo. Does not get him down, though. Hamodi does get Carrillo down. And Alpha 7 is the world of trouble in this case here. They have only also gotten 1 elimination so far, and the blue zone is pushing them 7.
Rio getting knocked there. Enigma Galaxy is going to spot one of the players there. Aladdin from 7Cs, and guess what? Raouf is going to continue to make this push. Is he going to be able to convert? Oh, Revo misses the shots there with the DPS, and somehow Enigma Galaxy doesn't want to take a fight with bullets. They actually want to take a fight with all of this utility. They're going to go for the special eliminations. Can they actually confirm on this special elimination?
Good nades.
Being able to knock
Mythic
players, Mythic somehow being able to survive, and he ends up getting eliminated. And now Enigma Galaxy continuing to make their push through. 7Cs trying to defend this, trying to actually recover Aladdin that's currently knocked, and somehow Enigma Galaxy still has utilities after all of that.
That is crazy. The fight now is going to be between Enigma Galaxy and 7C Esports. Can Enigma Galaxy make a huge clutch in this moment here? They're getting 1 player down right now. Ooh, Spray got jumped down in perfect timing. So Rang is going to deny that push under the bridge. So it's going to be forced to be a fight across the bridge. And they're going to be having to... Oh, that's a really good Molotov. Raouf standing in it. He's on fire. He's going to be going down to that. Potentially, Hamodi finds 1, though. They have to turn this around now. Really good nade. Takes Raouf down. Spray guard on point with the utility.
Something that we're not keeping an eye on here. Yes, this fight's currently going on, but guess what? There is still 1 player alive from Enigma Galaxy, and if Laura can somehow find an angle and connect some shots with the players there from 7Cs before they start going down, that could be a huge difference. You can see him right there. He's currently setting himself up. Can he convert on some knocks? It is going to be 3 players. It's going to be super hard, but ultimately 7Cs, guess what? The team on last place, coming up and continuing to add up that tally in regards to match rewards, adding another 10K to their tally. I know that's going to feel good for them. And interesting for 7Cs, they actually went back to the original as this dominant feature. He wants to be just compare a little bit with Paraboy, at least the Paraboy of the Americas, you could call Korea. So it's going to be interesting if they are going to be able to do it. But you know what? This is the last match. Don't forget, watch PMWI together in-game esports center with your friends to win PMWI special sets. And while you're at it, PMWI packages are on sale for a limited time. And you can also win PMWI treasure crates if you play PUBG Mobile here in PMWI. And talking about match rewards, I think Team Falcons, never alone, going to be looking to collect that 2K. And he's going to be able to do just that. He is able to eliminate one of the players there from RA Esports. But with Alpha 7, what happened before is like, I felt like they were just so cursed in global events. I mean, it's not over. It's still, it could still happen to this team. I'm not hoping it does. And you can see the way they're going to be playing. They're currently doing a big rotation from the south. Going to be trying to make it all the way up to Impala. And ultimately, where is the circle going to end up heading?
That's a big question. I obviously love this map for all the macro that it has, but this is going to be really rough. A lot of pressures coming in from that west side. But right now on Falcons and R8 fighting each other. Damar, Yusuf setting them up for this push onto ID7. He's going to try to isolate one fight here on Damar. Damar does not take the bait, and Yusuf is coming in for the help. Damar takes the fight in his own hands with a beautiful barrel push. And now the BM comes in, and Falcons takes down an R8 player.
And while we had that fight going on, Bigatron does end up losing one of their players to 7C. 7C is feeling a little bit confident there after that last match. They are currently in Picado. Bigatron hindering their chances there. Keep in mind, they were able to jump up to 3rd place after that last match, though. They are currently in 4th place. And you were talking about how close, I mean, honestly, how close it is from 3rd place all the way down, you could say, to 7th and 8th place. Having a good game here can definitely change it. I'm looking at them, one Kia. They're currently sitting in 7th place with 109 points.
Yeah.
I could see them possibly surprise Team Falcons. And, I mean, going from 6th to 3rd, you know they're going to love that, and they're going to be able to put it on their Twitter bio.
Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing, right? The Twitter bio. The trophies that you're able to put in the bios is the most important thing.
This flex.
Now, yeah, it's the flex, the good flex. 7C. Really love what I've been seeing with the comeback here, especially today with the amount of prize pool that we're able to snatch out of the match rewards. That's beautiful. And here you see the Afterparty showdown points as we were talking about again and again and again. Alpha 7 and Vampire in the very top. The Falcons, Bigatron, S2G, Stalwart, Damonkia, and Nigma Galaxy fighting for that huge middle pack. And again, we're talking $25,000 prize pool difference. It is huge if some of these teams are able to have a big last game here.
Yeah, it is, and I'm pretty sure with the last game, a lot of these other teams are going to be looking to get at least some of those match rewards. It's not as important as the fight currently going on at the top, but, I mean, it looks Vampire Esports is going to be a little bit towards the center there of the circle that we currently have. Alpha 7's already in the circle, and looking at the rotation, if for some reason the next circle does end up going a little bit towards the north, they might end up running into Dead Eyes, and depending on where Bigatron is going to end up rotating here, it could be a bit of a hard rotation for Alpha 7. We'll have to wait and see. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, trying to figure out what all these teams are going to be doing. It's going to definitely be a nail-biter, and I'm glad to be here with you, Avenger.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge game. Happy to be here as well with you, my friend, and we're going to be seeing some absolutely insane fights here for the next couple of minutes. So you guys just hold out and hold on to your horses. Let's see how this one ends up being wrapped together. A lot of teams are prioritizing the loot right now outside the zone. Not that many teams trying to get into the first zone because it doesn't matter too much. The 3rd zone is where it's at. That is the important one, especially for the settings we're playing here. The players are not as used to these circle sizes as they are to the normal one. As they has been adjusted, now they're only playing 12 teams. So they are faster, they're smaller, and they do more damage when they're staying in blue for too long. Nigma Galaxy inside El Paso, one of my favorite places to loot. There's so much loot in there. You get absolutely stacked to the teeth with everything you want and need. 4 smokes, 4 grenades, and 1 Molotov here for Hamodi. Full level 2. We didn't find any level 3 key, unfortunately. But still, most preference setup here is definitely in hand on him already.
Nigma Galaxy definitely one of those teams that can make the push to the top 3 as they are sitting in 8th place with 109 points, tied with M1 Kia. And now let's see what this circle is going to end up going. I was talking about it earlier. Alpha 7 making a rotation north. They're going to end up running into Dead Eyes.
East.
Great to see if they're going to end up fighting.
Into the water. Into
or
the water.
Alpha 7.
Into the water. Into the water.
Oh,
Further east.
You're the one that's being toxic now? Okay, I'm with it. Let's see if we actually end up getting an East. Oh, and we do!
Oh, look at that.
We might end up getting an Impala finish, which for this, I mean, that's going to be wild.
Yeah, and with Alpha 7 already in there, you know, Jason, he wanted to give them the trophy already on one of the first days. I believe the 2nd day when they continued to win. I really love what we've been seeing from Vampire, them being able to jump back into things, being able to try to take another trophy, and that would be insane for them to do. But right now, it's definitely looking like an Alpha 7 advantage. 13 points ahead with Circle center advantage for Alpha 7. Vampire sitting on the west side of Impala, so if the circle goes a little bit slight further to the northwest, they would have a huge compound here to be able to play.
And Alpha 7 actually deciding to kind of back off from Impala. I think they might have heard Deadeyes there.
Or they're afraid that it goes to the islands on the water.
Yes, that, or they might be afraid too that it might go down to Puerto Paraíso. So they're currently positioning themselves between those two cities and also right next to those islands. And guess what? I was talking about it earlier. Bigatron is going to position themselves now between Alpha 7 and Deadeyes. Deadeyes currently just looting everything going around. You can see Vampire Esports a little bit outside of Impala, trying to figure out who's currently in Impala and if they can maybe try to take that city, try to take some buildings, try to take that advantage, because if they are for some reason able to take Impala and the circle ends up there, it's going to benefit them in a big way. And I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that we do see Vampire Esports making some of those moves, or as well getting lucky with the zone in that kind of way.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Bigatron, what can you do here? Can you secure that third place? That'll be huge for you guys to be able to redeem yourself in this case. Definitely a huge setup for Alpha 7 on this longhouse building with some high ground control on Mafioso and Revo too. Oh. Kaito goes down, he gets knocked. I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to be picked up quite safely over by Minas Gerais. It's a 3x on an M16, not the most optimal setup, but Mythic has a 3 helmet and a 3 vest. That is 55% damage reduction from incoming bullets compared to the 40% that the level 2 offers and 30% that the level 1 offers.
Yeah, with that M16, I mean, you can do the burst or you can do the single fire. I personally prefer the single fire, yeah, just because my aim is not like that. But if I'm Mythic, I'm pretty sure he does have the burst as that. It might not be optimal, but he can definitely knock people. And we do have a crate there going towards the water and the circle closing in. This is going to be huge for these teams. Yes. Who is this circle going to bless? And are we going to be getting those islands? I kind of want to see the islands now, okay? We've been hyping it up. We have had a crazy past 2 weeks. Why not? Final match. Throw it to the islands, please.
That would be insane. If it goes east. No. Oh, perfect island. This is okay. This could not be better in terms of competition.
Yep.
Right now, Vampire is chasing. Alpha 7's outside the zone, and Vampire is holding on to 2 of the best compounds in this current circle here. And you see on the map, there's so much pressure coming in from that east side and from that west side, but still a lot of the compounds in the centers open for business.
They are going to be open for business, and they are going to have to be careful because Deadeyes now is going to try to make a little bit of a push towards the south buildings of Impala, and you can see Bigatron starting to relook at themselves. RA Esports, there is a lot of the teams still alive. We haven't lost any teams yet. We have lost a couple players. You can see Team Falcons there taking on some shots on RA Esports. Interesting to see what's going to happen. See a Rod trying to figure out if they're maybe going to go for the compounds of where Vampire Esports is at. You can see Bigatron a little bit towards the east of where Vampire Esports is at, and then Alpha 7 now getting themselves into the zone, playing it super slow. For Alpha 7, all you have to do is just worry about that placement points, but I know Alpha 7, at some point, they're going to want to get into that action. RA Prestige getting some shots on himself, and I think he might have been able to spot one of the players there from Bigatron. Is he going to try to take some shots? And actually, Vampire Esports being able to take some shots to the Bigatron player, Genfos, and this is going to be huge. Another point there for Vampire Esports. And if they continue like this could be even bigger. They might end up seeing a lot of teams rotating around, trying to get those cheeky points from some of the other teams rotating, and it could change a lot of what happened here. And then Alpha 7 is going to be just forced to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, this is interesting. 13-point lead still, as you see on the very top. Not sure if it's fully updated yet, but I definitely think that's what we started on. The question is, how many points have both the teams gotten so far? Doesn't look like they were able to confirm that point, but let's see that when we check in with them later. I do like the compound that they decided to stick with. 4 guys strong, dead center, super strong situation for Vampire. If they get another string towards them, they're going to be happy. And as you see from our fantastic stage here, a lot of Falcon supporters in the crowd.
A lot of Falcon supporters and a lot of R8 supporters as well. I got a chance to see it yesterday, and everybody was going crazy when they ended up getting that win in the final show match. Alpha 7 now starting to do a 2-2 split, trying to figure out where they're going to end up rotating after this circle closes. And you can see Deadeyes decided to just fully abandon Impala, getting a bit of a compound. They are going to be positioning themselves a little bit better, closer to the center of this current circle. Most eliminations Revo 34, Carrillo 27, and Schweppes 26. And what's impressive, I'll say it again, I said it earlier, action. Being able to maintain himself. He was the MVP last week. Guess what? He was trying to hunt that, that trophy down again because he's currently second in regards to damage output.
Ooh, this is a huge one. Okay, so Rod with that center compound in the field, and it's a really, really big compound. So you can breach it quite easily, but you have to have one of your edges safe for that. So you have to play slowly into the compound from that western side. Then Galaxy moving Raouf really low. Damonkia putting a lot of pressure onto these teams for this high ground spot.
Some tires getting popped there from the buggy of Enigma Galaxy. S2G trying to figure out what all the commotion was there between Enigma Galaxy and Damwon Kia. Meanwhile, Alpha 7 is going to try to do a rotation a little bit towards the west, but they're going to have to be careful because there is two teams there. As we can see, Omba, I think, getting some full damage on himself. Team Falcons, defense, trying to make the push. Even though they might not be able to get that first place, they want to maintain the top 3 once again here in Saudi Arabia. Riyadh PMWI after showdown party. This has been just an amazing tournament, and it's going to be even a better finish. Alpha 7 positioning themselves now where they're going to be able to look at S2G, who's going to be able to get the first knock. It is going to be a huge engagement. Meanwhile, Vampire Esports trying to relocate themselves a little bit more towards the center of the circle and a little bit towards the north. And then you can see Luxy right here in the middle of everything, trying to use those hay bales, trying to use his buggy for his advantage. He is going to have to move around. I think he was spotted by some of the other teams. Luxy and Suxy, the twins. We have seen them clutch it before when it's just them two. And I'm pretty sure Vampire Esports and Alpha 7s, the ones that are currently fighting for that top spot, are going to be looking at this. Luxy not being able to currently find a spot where he's just fully covering. I think Alpha 7 is becoming a little bit impatient here. They are going to try to find a way to get inside that circle. Taking out some shots, and Bigatron getting eliminated by Enigma Galaxy.
Yeah, that's huge because they're defending that 4th place from all the other teams, just a few points from them, so they could be falling down super far with that. If we see S2G, Stalwart, or Damwon Kia, or Enigma Galaxy even have a big game, then they could take over that spot from Bigatron. Shot from Vampire. Might have an idea that this could be Alpha 7, so they're focused on that. Alpha 7 fighting with S2G now for this terrain. It's important.
Huge fight right here. Mephisto was being able to hold the off angle earlier when S2G was trying to just knock Carrillo. They weren't able to. Is Mephisto going to be able to survive this? You can see Vampire Esports trying to figure out, are we going to third party this? Are we going to go for the extra points? And they might be thinking about it because they're going to go up this ledge. Alpha 7 trying to be careful here, getting some shots. Revo almost getting knocked. S2G is going to have a bit of an advantage, and the grenades are going to start raining down. Revo getting knocked by S2G, and they're going to be looking to confirm that Ilum. Ray C, can he connect with this other nade? I don't think he's going to be able to. Mythic also getting knocked from now Damwon Kia. Alpha 7 finding themselves in a horrible spot. All the players from Alpha 7 currently going down. Alpha 7 sitting with 0 points. There you go. Kasi being able to get the finish. Vampire Esports is looking promising as Alpha 7. All of the players continue to go down.
Vampire, they are lurking. Alpha 7 was ready with the wooden stick to pump it straight into the heart of Vampire. They're saying no. They want to finish this off and try to go for the win. Schweppes gets a Revo knock, or the finish, I think it was, yeah. Carrillo, Mythic, last 2 players. Can they finish this one out?
That smoke is about to go away. 2 players now alive from Alpha 7. Can they defend this push from Vampire Esports? They're also getting third party, but Damwon Kia, S2G, still on the horizon too. And the circle starting to close in, which is going to make Vampire Esports back off a little bit. It's going to force Damwon Kia to also go down from that mountain that they were on. This might be the opening that Alpha 7 is looking to have. You can see Carrillo trying to get some shots, and S2G just waiting patiently. Alpha 7 making a push on a buggy. Mythic, the only player alive from Alpha 7. Is he going to be able to survive this? I don't think he's going to be able to survive this. Currently 5 HP for him. The car is smoking. He needs to get out of that vehicle and find a place. Alpha 7 gets eliminated with 0 points. Vampire Esports, this is your game to win. The only problem is with that was how much time they took to see what was going on with that fight. Now they're going to have to push onto this circle, and it's going to be very difficult because that one Kia is going to have some angles on their rotation as well.
Oh, Stone gets knocked, and this is exactly what you're talking about here. This delay could mean that Vampire does not have the time to do so. Hams is trying to do everything he can to do this off. Let's see what happens with this case. Fluke trying to defend this angle here, in this case here. Let's see what happens. Vampire with 3 eliminations so far.
Vampire Esports, 3 eliminations, and they need 13 points. So that's something that we're going to be looking at very, very closely. Can they confirm on that? Can they somehow be able to make 13 points? I mean, 3 right now. If they're able to get some kind of chicken dinner, they might be able to. We see some of the other fights going on. Them one Kia, Enigma Galaxy. This is going to be huge for Vampire Esports. On, but coming in late. Schwepp trying to throw down some smoke. Ravenclaw as well. Looking to third party anything here. Then able to actually collect another Ilum. Vampire Esports continues on, and now they're going to have to make another push towards the circle. They've been blessed with the zone many times, and guess what? Right now it's not blessing them. 7Cs, a team that got a chicken dinner earlier today. They're trying to continue on that hot streak. They're trying to continue to add those match rewards.
Schweppes go down. That is huge. Schweppes goes down. Vampire Esports trying to recoup from this rough situation on that southwestern side. Stalwart out in 8th place, and now the placement point starts coming in here. We see a little bit of replay while the rest of the fights are coming in. It is Deadeye's guys on Rat in a huge fight with a lot of utility being spent. Sadat with a good push from that replay. Now really the fight here with Rat. Munir is the last player alive. Falcon trying to push, he's trying to defend. He finds one, but he gets taken down. And that's going to be Rat taken down. This could be the game that Vampire is able to close out and win the PMWI Afterparty Showdown. 3 players alive, 5 eliminations, and there's only 4 teams left. That means they have 9 points total so far.
Vampire Esports trying to get those 13 points that they need. Can they clutch it out? They were able to reset. They were able to pick up that player that was knocked and take advantage of the fight that was going on earlier between all of the other teams. You can see Team Falcons there using that pickup ability to relocate the player. Vampire Esports trying to find a way. They are now at least on the edge of the circle here, trying to get some shots into people. 7Cs now making their way up. Vampire Esports, the composure. Are they going to be able to keep it here when it matters the most?
They have
5
points
already.
Yep. 2 players inside the new circle here. This could be insane for them. While all the other teams trying to fight for that northern side terrain, they're just holding on. Ravenclaw also has a bus that he could potentially be...
Ravenclaw going to actually make a little bit of a push there with the bus. They need to be careful. 7Cs is very close. Meanwhile, some fights between RA and Falcons. This is going to benefit in a big way for Vampire Esports. I'm pretty sure they're looking to see what's going to happen with that fight. And if they can somehow possibly third-party this, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing here with Schwepp. Looking to third-party this. He's able to spot Damar. Can he get the knock on Damar? That's going to be an extra point if he's able to knock him and confirm on that too. Yusuf gets knocked by the play zone.
Damar, last player.
Prestige. Sarang getting knocked there. Yusuf getting eliminated. Vampire Esports getting closer and closer to that first place, ladies and gentlemen. Vampire Esports getting even more Ilums. Now in 3rd place, at least 3rd place guaranteed. 13 points. Remember, that's what they need. 13 points to be able to take 1st place away from Alpha 7. Can it happen here? Can they win week 1 of PMWI? And can they win week 2 at the Afterparty Showdown? RA Esports now going up against 7Cs. 2nd place. Can Vampire Esports win this game?
They need to win. They need to win this game for them to win the whole thing. Can they do it? They only have 6 eliminations. It's 2nd place. It's 12 points total. They need 2 more eliminations all the way. They find one. Ravenclaw finds Spray God here with a huge knock and a headshot.
Ravenclaw being able to get a knock right there. Salmon is going to be by the ankles. He's actually going to end up knocking Ravenclaw. Now it's going to end up at 2v2, and here comes a push.
Oh, he finds
Luke getting a knock on 7Cs. Now they're going to make a full push here to 7Cs. Can Vampire Esports close it out with the win? You can see them trying to actually confirm that elimination. Schwab, Fluke, Ravenclaw is currently down. Can Vampire Esports connect this? It's going to come down to a 2v2. Here comes the utility from 7Cs. Ooh, connecting barely there with Schwab. You can hear the crowd going crazy. We're going crazy here. 7Cs is going to end up getting pushed by the circle here. Vampire Esports is going to have a bit of an advantage. You can see Fluke looking around, making sure he evades all of that utility right now by 7Cs.
Ravenclaw still knocked. It's a 2 versus 2 effectively, and utilities coming out here. Fluke and Shrep both on half HP. Sarang and Spraygard is trying to make this clutch happen, but if they can confirm... Oh,
Ravenclaw getting knocked there by Spraygard. It's now going to be Schweb. Can Schweb clutch this up? We've seen some 1v2s before being clutched up. He's spotted. He's going to get knocked down. Fluke actually being able to get one knock. It's Vampire Esports, ladies and gentlemen, being able to get the win. The final match of PMWI Afterparty Showdown. They clutch it up. They show why they are the champions of Week 1 and now the champions of Week 2. Vampire Esports absolutely shocking.
Amazing scenes. I cannot believe they're able to make this dream run happen on the very last situation. Vampire Esports back-to-back PMWI main event and Afterparty Showdown winners.
I can't wait to see what the desk is gonna have to say. It's been a pleasure to be here casting this last game. Jason, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vampire Esports have won the main event with $500,000, and they've won the Afterparty Showdown. They are your all-star PMWI champions.
Actually unbelievable what we saw here in this final game, as well as they raised the trophy. This was a performance of a lifetime from weekend to weekend, and in this last game as well, tense moments were able to provide them the victory with all of this. We were screaming in the back room here. They just technically needed that one last flush, even if they didn't get the win, but still they went for all the marbles. Absolutely amazing.
I have never felt this much pressure in one single match of PUBG Mobile Esports in a long time. And for Team, we didn't know how they would perform on this international stage. They get the 2 trophies back to back, and they put their region on the map when it comes to international play.
Vampire Esports, congratulations, you are the PMWI Afterparty Showdown champions here at GAMERS8. First of all, I have to say, an incredible story to come back from 27 points down at the beginning of the day to now the victory of the entire competition. I have to ask you, what does this mean to you and your team?
มันมีความหมายกับเรายังไง
ก็สำหรับถ้วยนี้คือหรือว่ารายการเนี้ยมันรายการของผมครับผมพวกผมคือพูดกับตัวเองเสมอครับถ้วยนี้จะไม่ให้ใครทีมหรือว่าทีมไหนได้ไปแน่นอนครับ
So he said this tournament is our tournament so this trophy belong to us so we don't give anyone else except us
ألف مبروك الفريق فامباير اي سبورت. زي ما احنا عارفين هم كانوا الفائزين معنا في بطولة البي ام دبليو اي الأساسية، والآن مرة ثانية كانوا هم الفائزين معنا في الأفتر بارتي شو داون. سألناهم السؤال الأول، قدرتوا ترجعون من 27 نقطة إلى المركز الأول وقدرتوا تأخذون الكأس المرة الثانية، وش الشيء هذا يعني لفريقكم؟ جوابهم كان بيتركز على نقطة إنه احنا بالعكس التروفي هذا ينتمي لنا احنا وما حد غيرنا بياخذه وما بنسمح لأحد غيرنا ياخذه، وفعلا قدرنا نسويها مرة ثانية.
I think I speak for all of us and for the casters and everyone who's worked on this show for the last 2 weeks, how impressive this display of PUBG Mobile has been. You've not only won the Afterparty Showdown, but you also won the main tournament last week. What is your secret?
ความลับของทีมเราอะไรที่ทำให้แบบได้แชมป์2 รายการ
ส่วนหนึ่งเลยคือเงินครับผมมันนี่ก็ส่วนที่2คือความมั่นใจครับแล้วความเชื่อใจความไว้ใจคนในทีมครับ
First thing is, as he said, is about the money. Because we have a lot of big prize pool, and also it's about the team confidence. And the last thing is